Today I'm going to be breaking down how you can use Queen Charge Hybrid here at Townhall 10 to 3-star any base. So here is the army composition for today's strategy guide, and honestly Queen Charge Hybrid is probably one of the most popular strategies here at Townhall 10, and there is a very good reason for that. Queen charging becomes more and more popular as you progress through the game, and it's a really good skill to pick up, and using it in combination with those Hogs and Miners is a great way to pull in those 3 stars. So let's jump in and we'll break this one down. So if you're planning on coming in with this strategy, there's a few key things we're going to need to identify. The first of which being, where is that clan castle? Taking out the clan castle is really important. Well, not the building itself, but the clan castle troops, because if you don't, they're going to absolutely decimate your Hogs and your Miners. While you're at it, there's a couple of other buildings and enemy heroes you're probably going to want to look out for, with the main one being the enemy Queen. If they also have a minion prince rather than the Barbarian King up, I would definitely suggest trying to take down the minion prince, because it is an air hero. Neither your Hogs or your Miners will be able to take it down. At least with the enemy Barbarian King, your Miners will be able to go through and take him down. So when you're pushing on through, those are the kind of key things you're looking to do. First of all, definitely grab those enemy clan castle troops. Secondly, look for the enemy minion princes or enemy queens. Thirdly, take down as many splash damage defenses as possible. So this of course mainly is going to be those bomb towers. Secondly is going to be those wizard towers. Any other defenses is going to be a bonus. If they have multi-target infernos, you definitely need to be careful when you're coming in with your Hogs and Miners. If they have single target infernos like they do in this base, you need to be very careful when you're coming in with your Queen Charge. So hopefully that does make sense, and we'll jump into it. So first things first, we're going to be coming in with that Queen. She does of course have the frozen arrow on her. It's a very strong piece of equipment that you're actually able to pick up with those CWL medals. So I would definitely recommend doing that. If you're planning on using Queen Charges, it's highly recommended to bring in the frozen arrow. It slows down defenses, especially things like single target infernos, just allows you to get through them nice and quickly. Pushing through on this one, we get a beautiful entry into the base, creating a little bit of a funnel with that wizard, making sure that your queen is going straight into the section you are looking for. Raging her and the healers up, make sure you catch those healers as well. It's very important. You're then going to go ahead and use down that poison spell on the enemy clan castle troops while your queen deals with them. Now unfortunately on this one, we don't quite have enough wall breakers to break through the next wall compartment, but the queen has already pretty much done her job. She's taken down the enemy queen, she's taken down the clan castle troops, and she's begun creating that funnel on this left hand side. Ideally what you're looking to do here is create enough of a funnel that the rest of your Hogs and Miners will have a very clear path to follow as they progress through the base. Next up, you're going to be coming in with that king, and at this point I would also like to add, you'll notice for our siege of choice, we're going to be coming in with the stone slammer on all 3 of these attacks. Typically when you're going to be coming in with hybrid, we do opt to bring that siege barracks, but down here at Townhall 10 I don't actually believe you can get the siege barracks anymore, which is why we are opting to use the blimp. It's a really the stone slammer. It's a really strong piece of equipment, and actually by itself can do a significant amount of damage. It can even open up wall compartments, which can sometimes be very helpful for your Queen Charge portion of the attack. Coming in with those Hogs and Miners though, you're going to want to use a pretty early heal spell. You'll see our Hogs and Miners both took a lot of damage very early on in this attack, so we decide to go and heal them up. All the meanwhile, we're just trying to create a little bit more of a funnel over on this right hand side. Our king has done a great job taking down the enemy king, starting to clean out some of these outer buildings, while we have this stone slammer pushing in towards this enemy single target inferno. We're looking to clear it down as quickly as possible. It's not going to cause too many issues, but those double spring traps certainly will. Continuing to heal up our Hogs and our Miners as we progress through the back end. Keep an eye out for those single target infernos on the back end, just in case they lock onto your queen, like this one did over here. We were able to use that free spell just to help us get through it. When it comes to your queen ability, we do of course have the invisibility vial. That is definitely going to help your queen get through any singles she may encounter. Continuing through the back end of this one is not going to be a problem at all for us. We do get a little bit of a nasty split on our Hogs and Miners, but the majority of them do end up combining to towards this top section of the base where we end up using that rage spell. So like I said, these spells, you can pretty much use the rages mainly for your queen charge and the heals mainly for your hybrid, but they can be interchangeable. If you notice that your hybrid needs a little bit more help through the core of the base, for example, and you have spare rage spells, you can always go ahead and use a rage spell on them. Just try and not do the rage and heal combination, because the rage actually speeds them out of the heal spell and you're not going to maximize your efficiency. So next up, again, we're going to be coming in against this pretty unorthodox base. It's really strange layout and it makes it very difficult for queen charges. When you have these kind of, box or diamond style bases, typically they're very easy to queen charge because you're able to identify where exactly your queen is going to go. But in this particular one, it's sometimes very difficult to funnel, which is why we're going to be making sure we just take a little bit of time, come in with those wizards and make sure we get that successful wall breaks to push our queen into the section we need her to go. But right now we're looking for her to walk into this left hand side compartment, get far enough in that she's going to be able to lure out those clan castle troops and deal with them. That's our first priority. Then of course we're pushing in towards that enemy queen. She is right in the core of the base, making life a little bit more troublesome, but of course that's not going to be a problem for us because we're going to be bringing in that rage spell and that poison spell going to be coming in right there. And unfortunately our rage spell was slightly off. We didn't quite catch those healers, which meant that we had to go ahead and pop a really early queen ability, which is never what we are looking to do. But the queen has dealt with the enemy queen. She's dealing currently with the enemy clan castle troops, so we can now get going with the next portion of our attack. That is going to be the king coming from the opposite side, helping to start creating that funnel. We can then start to think about the stone slammer coming in as well, probably from this direction to push in towards this single. We have the miners coming in first. That is to clear out any trash buildings so they can actually combine with those hogs as they progress into that first compartment. You're then going to want to use your heals as you start to encounter any of those splash damage buildings like we have here with the wizard tower and bomb tower. King doing a marvelous job off towards that right hand side of the base. Queen continuing just to clear out some of these left hand buildings. We end up actually opting to use our stone slammer from the 6 o'clock section of the base down here at the bottom, just so it can go ahead and hopefully take down that multi-target inferno. Like I said, multis can be pretty lethal when it does come to a hybrid attack because those splash damage beams are able to just do so much continuous damage. Unfortunately here though, we do get caught out by quite a lot on the back end, some of those defenses really starting to cause us a bit of trouble. This for me would be because we maybe didn't quite create enough of a funnel. We lost that queen ability pretty early on. We were obviously looking to hold that towards the back end for a little bit more power, but the stone slammer does end up coming through. We get the hog riders coming out of there, and as long as we avoid any spring traps or double giant bombs like we hit right there, we should be pretty safe indeed. So this one does end up being pretty close, but because we kept that queen pretty much protected all the way through to the back end, she's going to be able to clear out the rest of these buildings. Now time typically is never a factor that I have worried about when it comes to hybrid. Those hogs, if there's any left up, are very quick. Your queen is also going to be able to tidy up buildings as well, but if you are worried about time, you can hold on to a couple of those archers and they will help you just funnel some of those back end buildings. And for that third and final example, we do have a base where we have a double multi-target inferno, which again, it's always going to make life for the hybrid portion of the attack a little bit troublesome, but for the queen charge portion, you're going to have a much easier ride because you're not going to have single target infernos or anything like that locking onto your queen. But we're going to be going at this base a little bit differently. You'll see we actually have our king and our queen fairly close together. The king though, he's going to be pushing off to this right hand side while we have our queen going off to this left hand side. The main target here getting in towards the multi, the clan castle, and potentially even the enemy queen there in the core of the base. But we're just going to take our time. We're going to set up this funnel. We're not too bothered about our king progressing around the outside of the base here. Ideally we are looking for him to actually continue so the earthquake boots actually end up working against us a little bit right here. But our hogs and our miners are going to be pushing into this section. But first things first, let's make sure we guarantee that clan castle takedown. We definitely don't want to cause too many issues here for our queen, so we're just going to go ahead and take them down. Next thing, we're going to be coming in, testing congesting the waters with a few wall breakers, we're then going to be opening up this compartment right here, allowing our queen in towards that multi-target inferno. Then we're going to be coming in with those hogs and miners. They are going to be coming all the way through, dealing with that multi-target inferno, then progressing through onto the expo and all the way into the core. If you have any spare rage spells as you progress into the core, it's definitely going to be a good time to use them. There's no real splash damage in the core, however we do have a few skeleton traps and the barbarian king, so potentially we're looking to use a heal as we progress further out. Because we were a little bit slow there on our heal spell, unfortunately our hog riders do end up going down, but the miners, because they were in behind those hogs, they were a little bit more protected and were able to bring that heal spell down on them. We have the stone slammer pushing on through from the back end of this one. Yes, it's getting sniped down by a few of those air defenses, but it still is able to take down multiple buildings before it itself is popped and we get those hog riders coming out. But a little bit stronger on this one, plenty more hogs and miners left up, and a very good way to finish off this video. So while we watch the end of this attack with a swagged queen ability, be sure to go ahead and leave a like on the video and let me know down in the comments, have you tried hybrid before? I've already covered strategies like Queen Charge Miners and Kill Squad Hog Riders, but this is the first time I'm doing hybrid here at Townhall 10, so let me know, do you prefer the miners on their own, the hog riders on their own, or this combination of both? Feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.